Good afternoon, gamers, and welcome to an episode of the GAU Podcast. I am Eric Rubino, editor and contributor to GamersRUs.com. I got a great panel today for our other discussion that we want to talk about. Let's start on our left.
Andy, how you doing?
Nice and smooth and suave intro there.
It's my Barry impression. I got that low. I'm sorry.
Well, who are these people to my right?
I'm Drew. I'm not going to ask you how you're doing because I know you cannot talk to me. You are watching me on a computer.
But tweet how you're doing.
Yeah, tweet at us how you're doing.
Yes.
We'll read them later.
And I'm Gustavo Datsugu Rivera, and I know how you're doing. You're doing fine. You're watching us.
You're doing excellent. If you are watching the Gamers R Us podcast, the four of us and all of you guys who watch this make up Gamers R Us, where gaming is in our DNA. Make sure you check us out at GamersRUs.com for all the latest news, trailers, reviews, and commentary on video games. As you can tell, we like them a lot. Make sure you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We're coming at you from the Microsoft Store in Boston, Massachusetts on February 3rd, 2014. This one came to me maybe in my sleep. I don't know. I just had this on my mind lately. People have been talking about systems lately, from the Wii U to, the new consoles and everything, and the Vita in particular. When it comes down to systems, what comes first? The gamers or the games? Kind of like the chicken or the egg. Which one is going to really drive sales? We see it from both sides. Oh, the Wii U doesn't have any games. Or, the PlayStation Vita has no games, even though it has 1 million, just nobody buy them. And, stuff like that. Is it because there's no original IPs? What do we think? What do we think here?
Everyone's born a gamer. When you're a kid, you're always playing games.
Yeah.
It's something we do at a very, very fundamental level. Even animals play games with each other when they're born. So I think we're all born gamers, but then comes the time to specialize, and I think that's where systems shape you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back a little bit, even further, to the advent of pinball.
Mm-hmm.
Pinball came out, what the heck is that? You play balls, hit balls around flappers in a drugstore somewhere. And then eventually we started getting these crazy, pinball wizards, who were these people who were insanely good at this game.
And
it became a huge phenomenon across the U.S.
That's a good point, because I'm sure pinball existed as, a plain boom, 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 and then they kind of made them all fancy, right?
Yeah.
And that's when it blew up in a way.
They made these people, these pinball wizards.
Yeah.
It's so I guess you can say that your system does shape who you are, in the same way that a pinball system can shape a person into a pinball wizard.
That is fair. I think it comes down to, I was looking at this recent graph, and it showed that the Wii U launched with 26 titles, and PlayStation launched with 14 or something like that, and the Xbox was 12 or 13 right there.
Keep in mind, launch does not mean day one.
Yeah, not day one. That was that was the title.
It's within the first 6 months counts as
Is
launch
that what
title.
it is? Okay.
Correct, yes.
So, the Wii U has games. Why aren't people buying it then? Because there's gamers who like the games.
Apparently the games are pretty good too. I've heard from a lot of good reviewers that they're very fun games and they like them a lot.
I'll be honest. I've been held as the Nintendo pirate, and I've hit them so many times with a lot of issues. But the truth is, I just feel like with the Wii, they got lucky. I'm sorry, you did. You got lucky.
Oh.
And you know what? Honestly, you got the casual market. You got women playing games. You got grandma playing video games. You got, dad playing games with grandma playing video games.
Yeah.
It all happened. You are not going to strike lightning twice unless you figure out the same formula. And they tried to think that the Wii U would be that device. And now you pick it up, and I have no idea what to do with this thing. It's a controller. Oh, I can't take it with me? Why is it turning off? And, well, I'm done. What, $300? Now I'll just get an Xbox. It's the same process that happens over and over again. I'll just be honest. The games are great. That's fantastic. They work. They're functional. They're fun. But that was on the last boat in. That is not the same thing that we want anymore. And, even though we talk about the demographic of people who are playing games more, you didn't really give us what we wanted from a Nintendo system. You didn't give the casual market what they wanted from a Nintendo system. So you fell in the middle, and then you let Sony launch and Xbox launch a year later. You held up with the 3DS, sure, but The Wii U is just not that system that's going to blow you away.
So let me ask you this, because there's a bunch of good games coming out, like Mario Kart and Donkey Kong and Brawl or Super Smash Bros. It's not Brawl, but Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Do you think that those games are going to bring more people, or do you think people who have the Wii because they were going to get those games anyway?
I'd say this is just me really going off of it. I say those are not system sellers. Mario Kart is a system seller, probably close to another $500,000 easy with Mario Kart. I mean, that game does sell systems. Sold 3DS, sold Wii. Now Donkey Kong, no, because we've been there before. And you know what? Unless you have a new experience to really talk about, with all these brand new IPs coming out and these brand new games that we've never really seen before, that's what we are looking for.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that, little Johnny 7-year-old is going to be, Mario Kart, I don't care what system it's on, it's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And Smash is another system seller. So there's your 2 million systems. Your 2 million systems will sell because of those two games this year. I don't see anything else really being except for Zelda. I can't see it happening.
So you think Nintendo got lucky, and now they're kind of waiting for a new sun to rise for their luck again, I guess. They're waiting up all night for the sun. They're waiting to get lucky again.
Let me just say, just to touch upon what you were talking about, I think Nintendo was there for the gamers. They came out for the gamers. I think so. They had a lower price point. They didn't charge you for internet.
I mean,
you can't hate them for that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we were just like, we friend zoned Nintendo.
And we see even their CEOs are taking the right path.
Yeah.
They're taking pay cuts because these systems aren't doing well.
Oh, yeah.
They're passing on the savings. They sold 3DSs at a loss for years.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, by no means are they a bad company.
No, yeah. It's whether or not you're gonna buy that Wii U without it having a million games, but don't only a million games get made for a console once you have, isn't that the issue? They have no third-party titles because nobody owns it. So if nobody still owns it, how are they going to make third-party titles to pull in people?
Yeah.
The other problem, too, is with a lot of updates and stuff, like the COD Ghost update didn't go on Wii U, and it's not coming anytime soon. The Batman Arkham...
Arkham Origins.
Yeah, that's not coming. The DLC is not coming anymore.
Yeah,
so they're losing a lot of customers and a lot of companies that were partnered with them, and they're kind of taping off because these third parties, they've never had a really good relationship with Nintendo to start with. So to build that up afterwards, after the Wii U had that much success, it was going to be a hard feat, and it's just still not there yet.
So I want to look at so basically, it's that nobody's going to buy a system, without the games that are out on it, and when it's not making games for it, you're not going to buy it. But the opposite of that is the PlayStation Vita. Now, that has so many games out on it, yet nobody owns it. Is that because the 3DS is there? Because I must have at least 12 games on my Vita right now, and that's not even counting my cards that I put in. So it's there's plenty of games. There's so many, and they're free. So it's just people want the 3DS. Is that it? People went to that
people
because
love the 3DS.
Honestly, it was such a good marketing thing too. Remember the marketing program for 3DS when Anne Hathaway and all these celebrities were kind of casually playing Super Mario? What? That didn't work. That totally. Oh yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I mean, I'm telling Nintendo, whoever they fired from marketing, get them back. Get her back. Because what happened was you just had this casual celebrity out on her porch or out on the pool, whoever it is, whipping out a 3DS. And playing Mario. Alrighty, now I'm sorry, it's $100 less than the Vita at the time. Mm-hmm. It had pretty easy games. It was easy to understand. I can take it wherever I want. And you know what? It was Nintendo, the name that you understand.
And people love the DS too.
Yeah, DS. 9 years out now, it really hasn't lost that name. Vita. What does Vita mean? I don't know what that means.
Vita. What's that again? Is that the service that they have? That's what people are like. That's their new service, right?
Yeah. Honestly, the gamers. I think. As somebody who was selling those systems at a certain retail, as somebody who was there at the start of the Vita. And at the start of the 3DS and the DS systems, okay, it made sense. And you know what? The parents were buying it. They kept it going. And it just made sense at the time. And you know what? That steam just never stopped. They killed every single holiday season, including this one. And the truth is, even though Vita's a great system, it just doesn't make sense to everybody else, and that was the downside to it.
Makes sense.
You got to keep in mind, too, that when you're going between these two portable consoles, you've got the PS Vita and you have the 3DS. One of these systems has two screens, one screen which shows 3D without glasses, a technology that hasn't really existed before, and the other one is the PSP, again, with better graphics. Which would you choose?
Well, it has tools. It has two sticks. I would say the PS Vita.
I'm sorry, it has two sticks.
I would say the PS Vita is a portable PlayStation 3 if you looked at it like.
At least that's what they sold it as.
That's what
but they didn't deliver it.
They didn't deliver it, and so that's another thing. They're relaunching the Vita. They're relaunching the Slim. It comes in pink. It comes in white. It comes in yellow.
Pink?
It comes
Well,
in blue.
I'm going Vita
But
now.
see, that's the thing. That's the thing is, I think they're trying to get this market that the 3DS has, but I don't know if they can do it. That's what do you think the PS Vita TV and the Slim model are going to be something to push it over? It's selling big in Japan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, in the different demographics, it's definitely selling well. Like, I know in Japan, it's probably on par with the 3DS. But yeah, I mean, with the new Sony TV, with the PS,
the Vita TV,
Vita TV,
there's a
that's
really
definitely
cool.
Gonna bring a lot more people. But the thing is, there's already people who have the Vita, and that's just even more reason to support it and get more content for it.
Especially if you have a PS3 or PS4. Like, I don't have a Vita yet, but since I bought the PS3, I want the functionality now.
Yeah, and then
I'm ready to get
have
a Vita.
once you have a PS4, then it's even more. It's just
the
like
PS4 is fueling.
It's like I don't even. It's
Fuels
like
the fire.
it's amazing. It's just works. They just work in such tandem, and like it works great. Except you can't plug it into the.
Yeah, I don't know. I use the Vita really often for remote play. Actually, while I just feel like sitting in this chair, and I don't feel like using the TV. I'm gonna play. I'm playing Resogun nonstop for some stupid reason when I'm not playing Killer Instinct, and I love it. But if I had to say one comment on this, it's about the games on both systems and what both companies were making games for. If you were a third-party developer making games on the Vita, you were trying a lot of new things. If you were a third-party developer making games on the 3DS, you were making a lot of nostalgic moves.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me. It's true.
No, it is
All right,
true.
and look at every single top 10 seller on the 3DS.
Did not require 3D.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's that older mentality of me that just wants the new, that doesn't make me care about the 3DS, but that's just me.
So getting back to our original discussion, do you think that the Vita is shaping gamers, or that gamers are shaping these consoles that come out?
I think that that gamers are shaping the Vita. I think that people who have the Vita are really soaking in and loving it, and I don't think people are gonna. I think that's something where they need that big must-buy game, because otherwise it seems as this accessory. I can have a bunch of cool games, but none of them are that huge AAA IP, the game that brought me to pick it up. I bought it because it looked cool, and I bought a few games with it. It wasn't one game that made me get it. So I think gamers are going to shape its future.
You know what? I think I'm going to take an interesting stance here. I think that gamers are shaping the Vita, and that's what's making it work. And I think that the fact that gamers are not shaping the 3DS and those mobile and the Wii U, that's what's going on with Nintendo, because they're coming up with kind of weird tech and then releasing it where there isn't really a demand for it.
They didn't work in tandem at all with people for the Wii U, where you saw,
and that's why they got
Microsoft
really lucky with the Wii,
Sony, Yeah, they saw Microsoft and Sony being like really generous to developers. Hey, how can we make this best? And Wii U was just like, hey, this system comes out in a year. Make games.
It's an interesting gamble to make.
We are Nintendo.
Yeah, you know us, right?
So we're done.
when the gamble pays off, they're going to make a lot of money. But when it doesn't, you see, like the Wii U, they're not going to make a lot of sales. Whereas PS4, since they're listening to their viewers, they're making what their viewers, like their users, would like to use. They're going to make consistent money throughout the quarter.
I think that's a great point.
I have to ask, do you think Nintendo has some weird advantage 2 years from now? I mean, just throwing it out there, Microsoft and Sony have no intention of releasing a system for the next 5, 6, 7 years.
7, I'd say, yeah.
But Nintendo's like, well, the Wii U is a technical flop. We've got all this tech. We can drop the price. We can totally come out in the middle of this race and really just do everything right that they might have done wrong. I mean, we've never seen it done before, But it's kind of, I mean, I guess I'm just thinking
No,
optimistically. Like, hey,
is
Nintendo,
optimistic.
you can still come on back. You don't have to wait 8 years to hope for the Wii U to work. I don't know.
Do you think a price drop on the Wii U might make it into like the 3DS, the sequel?
No, I mean a brand new console
new
launch.
Yeah, brand new console
under
launch.
The other two, that's as strong.
I think it would have to be as strong as a PS4. It would have to be cheaper than a PS4, and I think it would have to compete then with the Steam box. But I also think that Nintendo doesn't really have that much money to spend after the recent reports, unless this 50% pay cut is going into R&D for a new thing.
Guys, let's just not get crazy. I mean, if you just hop online.
I've seen the rumors. I don't want to.
Nintendo isn't that bad.
I've seen the rumors of their new console, and there's actually full specs on it. It was something like they're gonna release a new DS thing and a new console to go with it,
Right.
and they're just gonna be like, boom, here now we're competing with PlayStation. But it's rumors. We'll see.
It's rumors. I mean, they're sitting on at least $8 billion in capital. Although the CEO did take that hit,
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough to be like, well, Nintendo's gone. Please, they have so much. They have so much invested into the industry. You don't want to think that they're just out of the race because of one console. I mean, they look at it as they had a projection. They were wrong. Okay, bad business move. Let's get together again. Let's reinvent and launch again. Let's do it again.
And you know what? I'd like to see some new like IP coming out of there. Like we had Mad World and No More Heroes were awesome.
Zombie
awesome
U was
titles.
supposed to be cool too.
And then we saw nothing else. We just saw more Marios, more Zeldas, which do sell, admittedly, but like there's also like the Wii Sports crap, I guess. they're devoting a lot of time to that. That seems to be mostly what's coming out for that system, Sports Resort and whatnot. But like these great adult titles are coming out too. That there's like 2 or 3 developers, it seems, that are working on adult titles that are just for the Wii. And I think if we had more of those, we'd have more incentive to buy that console as older gamers.
If more people bought the console, then people would see profit in making a game for the Wii U.
Yeah,
chicken and the egg. We could go. Yeah, I mean,
This cycle will just keep on going.
yeah,
until we figure
it's
it out.
true. It's true.
Until
And
we
I
buy
think-
the system on
I think-
faith alone.
Well, I think maybe your point is
Don't use it.
go Wii U's done, new console, move on.
Well, I've had 2 Wii
Live and
U's.
learn.
I've had 2 Wii U's. I was like, I don't want to play you. I'm sorry. I'm just upset.
Well, you know what they could do?
I never played my Wii. I never played it.
They could do a Kickstarter.
No one who's famous as Nintendo is ever doing a Kickstarter ever. It pisses me off enough that Tim Schafer did one, let alone for Nintendo to try to pull this off.
Zach Braff did
Freaking
one.
Zach Braff, exactly. I don't want them to ruin that made me mad.
You really don't like Kickstarters, do you?
I like Kickstarter. I like Kickstarter. It's not for famous people. Famous people have connections. They can do it their own way. They don't need Kickstarter.
Well, what you're saying is, if only there were some way that we could spend our money for Nintendo, knowing that they will make things that we would like in the future, which sounds a heck of a lot like a Kickstarter to me.
I'm not investing in Nintendo
I'm just
in anything
saying.
in the future.
Knowledge.
All right, well, Eric is lost. We don't need to include him in this debate.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard, and I think the best way out of it is to make a new system.
I guess any way you look at it, if the games come first or the gamers, that kind of determines how you're going to succeed.
It does, I think, but also you see it. You can see the PS4 and Xbox One. People are buying that day one when the games were already out on the past consoles.
Yeah, and they saw them and they liked them.
Yeah, it's it's interesting. I think that the PlayStation Vita and the Wii U have this weird stigma. But I think, if we keep going through what's first, the game or the gamers are going to keep going in a circle of, once it hit that, then they made this, and then they have that. I don't know.
Well, there you have it, viewers. We discovered nothing.
It makes me think about our first discussion where we were talking about kids playing games. And it's just like, I'm wondering what they're going to think, what they're going to mold. They're 5 and 6 and 7
true.
right now.
What are their favorite games?
Yeah, and remember,
be?
this was us 30 years ago. So now it's
Don't
okay.
date me that much.
Yeah.
Okay, this was a general 30 years ago, give or take. But I got to admit, when I look at young kids right now and I wonder what they're attracted to, I'm going to pay attention to that. Because I swear, if they're loving the Wizard 101s, if they're loving the Minecraft, that means something further down the line. Because when Minecraft 2, whenever that comes out, you think, oh man, that's
be crazy.
That's the kind of game that I go, release that next to Call of Duty, just see what happens.
Yeah,
Oh, it's gonna be
Just
crazy.
see what
It's gonna
happens.
be-
Well, a lot of people are saying that Minecraft is the Tetris of our generation, and I'm
Oh,
inclined to
yeah.
believe them.
That's a good comment.
That's a
That's a
yeah,
good
definitely,
comment.
because I grew up on that. Yeah,
that
you're
would
right.
be that would be a great
yeah.
discussion for another time.
Well, write in, viewers, if you want to hear us talk
Yeah.
about the Tetris of our generation. I think that would make some great discussion.
Definitely.
As for now, though, I think we're about out of time, right?
Yeah, we are just about out of time. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone here. Andy, thank you, Drew. Thank you, Gustavo. Thank you, Frank, James. Thank you, Microsoft Store. Shout out to Replayed. Why don't you tell them about this Call of Duty Ghost tournament over there, Gustavo?
Yeah, we're gonna have the 2v2 COD Esports tournament. It's happening at the White Horse Tavern at 116 Brighton Avenue. Come early. We start at 7. Bring your own controllers, headsets, and $20 for the fee. Enjoy.
And that's esports rules, right? 2v2?
Esports rules. So if you're gonna look, just Google esports rules or go on the MLG website. And
Or
you'll
the
find
Gamers
them.
R Us website? We
Yeah,
got to
go on
post
the
it
Gamer,
there.
Gamer-
you could go to gamersrus.com for that tournament news and also all your gaming news and reviews. So that's next Wednesday, or it's this Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
It's this Wednesday, February
so
5th
close.
at White Horse Tavern, 116 Brighton Ave.
Yep.
Make sure you guys check out Alex's feature of the week. This week he plays Might and Magic 10. Check out GAU Weekly News to catch up on the latest, greatest news from the past week. And check out our other podcast on the UK and how they're cracking down on, the mobile free-to-play games. But that's about all we have for tonight. Thank you again. Good night, gamers.
See you, nerds.